So what's the big deal with passwords? You see, passwords are the most common and fundamental means of authentication in most services on the internet. You provide your password, let's say to a web application, in order to verify who you claim to be. But let's get real. How many passwords are you going to commit to memory, given the shed load of web or mobile services you use? You see, you also need to take into consideration two things: data breaches happening left and right, and increased computing power, making password cracking for hackers more efficient. As efficient as making several million, perhaps even billion guesses per second. So learning safe password practices is a great place to start building some internet hygiene. So you create a password that is strong, secure, or complex enough to make it hard to mathematically guess. That, my friend, is measured in terms of what is called as password entropy. You could also include alphabets, both lower and uppercase, numbers, and symbols in your password. And the strength of your password depends on the number of possible permutations of a set of characters, let's say C, and the length of your password, let's say L. So let's say you use only lowercase alphabets and 8 characters in your password. So the value of C is 26 and the value of L is 8. So the number of possible permutations or combinations needed to guess your password would be 26 to the power 8. While you can calculate how many 26 to the power 8 is, let me tell you that is 38 bits of entropy. And it would take merely 5.8 hours to crack this password, with the computer guessing at approximately 10 lakh hashes per second. However, a password with 95 possible set of characters with a length of 19 would have 95 to the power 19 possible set of combinations. That is an entropy of 105 and would take greater than the universe's lifespan to crack at 10 million hashes per second. So all this being said, this is what Bruce Schneier had to say based on the NIST Digital Identity Guidelines. So he said, stop it with the annoying password complexity rules. They make passwords harder to remember. They increase errors because artificially complex passwords are harder to type in, and they don't help that much. It's better to allow people to use passphrases. So complexity here refers to the number of possible set of characters. Well, you see, even if you have just alphabets in your password, without any numerals or symbols, merely increasing its length would increase its entropy. So passphrases are a collection of random dictionary words clubbed together. So let's take this example. So note that I clubbed 6 random words: eaten, onstage, author, helper, envelope, and Twitch. Now this passphrase is not complex, meaning there are no numbers, symbols, or uppercase alphabets, but it is 37 characters in length, and most importantly, 6 words in length, giving it a very high entropy. Never ever reuse a password, period. Malicious cybercriminals are incessantly trying to find ways to breach websites. Some big names that were breached in the past include LinkedIn, Quora, Zomato, Yahoo, Equifax, and many more. Now this, coupled with insecure practices like using the same password more than once, is suicide. In fact, Troy Hunt has created this fantastic resource called Have I Been Pwned, where you could actually check if your online account has been breached or not. You simply key in an email or password you may have used in any application, and Have I Been Pwned would tell you if your credentials have been breached. Password Manager is an app that stores all your passwords for you, so you don't have to worry about remembering them. The best part? You could also make it generate strong passwords, both complex and lengthy, for every website or application you register to, and store them for you, encrypted locally in your machine or cloud. It's that simple. LastPass, Bitwarden, KeePassXC, and 1Password are examples of some good password managers.